Orders on.
Good afternoon. We're here for another segment of our interviewing people from the Second Baptist Church. And we have the pleasure today to interview Reverend Batu Mukinayi. And from this point on, we're going to be asking him some questions, and he's going to be filling us with a lot of information. First of all, Batu, what is your family? Who are your family members? Where did you come from in Africa?
Well, it's very interesting to ask me about family because I grew up in the street. I didn't have.
That was the testimony that I heard.
I didn't have mother or father I can look upon. My family, my father and mother got divorced when I was very young. So I didn't meet my mom until 1999, just for 1 year.
When were you born?
Exactly, I don't know my age. I don't know exactly when I was born. Age I have today is just something I pick up from one of my best friends. I took his age because I believe that we've been the same age. So that is, I don't know exactly my birthday. I don't know what month I was born, and I don't know exactly what year until this day.
Wow.
That is truly amazing. That's one of the reasons why I told his testimony I heard before.
That's the first time I'm hearing this.
Yes. Yes.
How did you survive on this? And I don't mean to be, but how did you survive on the streets? What did you do?
I was in the street very young, I can guess under 10 years old. I didn't know exactly where to go. I was living in the street. It's just by grace of God. That's why I can testify that God is still blessing people. No matter where you came from, soon you believe in Him, He can transform a life. He's the one I can call my father, my mother, my brother, my sister. Because until this day, I don't know my mother's family, not even one person. And even my father's family, I don't know even any one of them. So that is to show that what God can do. If He can raise somebody like me who doesn't know his family and bring me up, I believe He can do more.
You don't know whether you have any brothers or sisters, do you?
Well, story went when I met my mother back in 1999, which is a long story, mystery for me to meet my mom. Somebody I didn't know name, somebody I didn't even know her face, but somehow, by grace of God, He allowed me to meet her. She was not open to me. She didn't tell me about my family. She didn't explain me about my sister or my brother. But through some mystery, God allowed her one day to get sick, and she told me, go ask, she gave me a letter because she was very sick. She said, go ask this man I'm going to send you to, so he can send me some money. I can see doctor. When I went to meet the man, and the man said, who are you? I said, that is my mom who sent me. So from that day, that man told me that you have a sister who lives in the United States. She's very sick. She needs help. That's how I found out about my sister.
When did you come to America, and why? What made you want to come to America? Or?
Just to follow up the story, what I said. When I met that man, his name is Freddie Diwa. He's living here in the U.S. now. He told me, your sister, she's very sick. They need somebody from a family who can go to the United States to support her. Right now they have a visa, they have everything ready. They need somebody who can go. So that's how I got the way to come here. It took me almost 1 month for me to leave America, to leave Africa to come here in the U.S.
Where in Africa were you?
I was born in a small, based on what I understand, I was born in a small village called Canaan, which is in the center of the country of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. That is a country in the middle of Africa. So that's where I was born, and through life, war, and all things happened, and I left that city. I went to the capital. From the capital, that's when I came here.
And where did you come to in America? What was your first place?
My first place, I landed in New York City, and I was transferred to Washington, D.C. because my sister, she was in a hospital in Washington, D.C.
How did you come to Jersey?
That is another chapter. That is a long story.
It's a whole other interview. Huh?
Yeah, when I came, they did give my sister a few months to live. She didn't have a long time to live, so that's why they even gave me visa, like in a week too, for me to come here. But when I got here, through grace of God, I prayed for her and I trusted that God can give her another chance. And somehow those few months they gave her to die, she got better. She didn't die, and then she got better. And from that, she decided to move in New Jersey. Soon as she got better, she said, I want to leave Virginia, which is the DC area. I want to come to New Jersey. That's how I moved here. But soon as we got here, she decided again to move. She said, I want to move to California. But I said, I can't establish myself this way if I keep moving state to state and city to city. So I decided to stay in New Jersey. And I end up with a tough life, not speaking English, not having a job, and found myself in the rescue mission. That's how I was in Atlantic City in the rescue mission.
Are you really serious about writing a book?
Yes, my book, if all is well, we're looking to have that by end of this year. If not this year, by next year, it's going to be out.
Now,
You'll make a bestseller out of that.
I'm telling you, man, because I've just learned something about you I didn't know when you were talking about, when I asked you about your family, I had no idea about that. How did you meet Reverend Days?
When I was in a rescue mission, my desire is to serve God. Even when I came in the U.S., I didn't come just as an unbeliever. I came here as a Christian. I received Christ back home in a mysterious way, which is amazing me until this day.
Tell us about it.
When I was growing with a tough life, I don't know who can help me in life. I didn't have nobody, no uncle, no auntie, no any family member. So every now and then I go back to home where my father owned, and one day I was sitting on the back of our house and behind the fence. Our fence back home is a thick fence of a bush, so you can see across. I heard the people talking on the side of a fence, saying God allowed anything in life. There's no anything can happen to any man God don't allow. Good or bad is through divine of God that allow. From those words went down deep in my soul and touched me, brought so many questions in my life. How God can allow me to suffer? How God can allow me not to meet my family? Who is this God they're talking about? From that day, Christ came in my life. I've been searching for him, and then he found me that day. So from that day, that's how I gave my life to Christ. Until this day, I don't know those people. I never meet them. I never talked to them.
Just say, were they Christians, but you never met them?
I never met them. I never met them.
All you did was hear them.
Just
Partially, they could have been angels.
They can be angels. I don't know.
Could have been. You never know.
Yes.
Could have been angels.
So from that day, I received Christ. So when I came in the U.S., to back to your question, how I met the Reverend Days, when I came here, soon we came in Atlantic City. I was not speaking well English. I didn't know so much how to express myself in English. So I was looking for church. I said, I'm looking for church. I was asking people in the rescue mission, do you go to church? What church you go to? So one young man by the name of Bill, he told me, oh, there's a church. I think you love this pastor. I can see you and him getting very well along together. Come, I will introduce you to him. And there's another man there by the name of Kwame. Kwame is from Africa. You can meet them. That's how I end up in the second. First day I came in the second. I met the Reverend Days, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I left him like 8 or 9 at night. So from the first day, we've been connected. Every time.
You were with him all day long?
All day long. We ate breakfast, lunch, dinner, went out in some meeting he had. It just, somehow we've been talking, I don't know. But
Was Kwame here then?
Kwame was here. I met Kwame also, and they've been a very blessing for me. Yes.
It's truly amazing story. I can't wait to read your book.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I'm looking my book to bless many people.
Oh yeah.
To show that God can do, no matter where you came from, no matter what is your background, God can change your life. Nobody can look even. I have a privilege to go back home last year after 14 years being here. When I went even to go back home, I didn't have like I'm going my family or people.
You know where
I just go home. And I have a young brother, my brother who's behind me, which grew up also in the street, but somehow he didn't have a blessing like I have. He didn't have a chance to go to school. He doesn't know even how to write his name, because that showed me that how could be. Because I went to school when I was over 15 years old.
So where did you start school? Like right from high school, or where did you start when you went to school here? Where did you start?
Here?
Yeah.
I didn't go to school here. I never went to school in the U.S.
It was okay.
Only was back home when I grew up. When I was like stories along. When I was maybe 15 years old, between 10 and 15, one family saw me and God touched their heart to welcome me in their house, and they said, "We want you to come. Just we see you are a pleasant young man, and I think you have a better future." So they took me, he was a mechanic, he was fixing cars. So he took me, started showing me how to fix cars, and we started going to the garage, that's how. And then his boss started paying me when I start fixing some cars. That's how I end up going to school. Because school in Africa, you got to pay every month. If you don't pay for school, you can come to school. You got to pay just like a rent. If you can pay, you can go to school. So that's how I pay my own school. And I went when I was maybe 15, and with my age, which I don't know exactly, I can guess.
That still baffles me, Batu. I mean, really, you don't know how old you are. What do you think you are? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't even want to know.
No,
You know, when I was young, I was guessing, begging, looking who can help me, but I didn't have. So today, depends where I am. People, I don't know how old the people is. Depends who I am. Some say, you know, you're 30, you're 35, you're 40. Depends.
You look like you're about 20.
But I'm gonna tell you though, Batu, now it's starting to come home why you're as fiery and as blessed as you are when you talk about the Lord. Now it's starting to make it clear to me, because, like I said, watching you, and not only watching, listening to you preach, you have a special calling. You really, really do. I mean, you are blessed with that.
Yeah. I believe it's God, because when I look, even you hear me coming in the U.S., I couldn't speak English back in 2000. I didn't know any word of English.
No.
Even a good morning, how I
So
didn't.
what? Not to cut you off, what is your actual native tongue? I mean,
Where I'm from, we speak French. That is a language we speak for business. When you go to school, that's what you speak. And then we have over hundreds dialects.
yeah.
So you speak French, Lingala, Swahili, Kikongo, Chiluba. Those are language which I can speak.
So you can speak French fluently?
Yes, I can speak French. That is.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui, je parle très bien français.
Oui.
That
Who
is.
Parlez-vous français? Can you speak French?
Je parle beaucoup français. Oui, je parle bien. Yes, I speak very well.
How would you say good morning in Swahili, you said?
Uh-huh.
How do you say good
You
morning?
say jambo.
Jambo.
Jambo, you can say jambo, jambo san.
And one of the questions I was going to ask you, when did you become when did you come to Christ? But you pretty much already answered that question. I
The
mean,
very beginning.
yeah, I
almost.
mean, from day one.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
telling
that is central of my any conversation I have.
I
Is
see
number
why.
one, I bring that the God allowed. So everything happening today is God will allow, good or bad. It doesn't move me.
Right.
So I trust that God allow. If He allowed my suffering, so can shape me, can mold me.
Right. That you had to go through that to get to where you are
I
now.
can be who I am. So that's why I'm here. My heart is just to testify, tell the people about this God who can raise a homeless boy and open the doors for me to do ministry, and not just in my home country, but across the world. You know, I'm traveling, go up and down America and preach gospel and travel cross country, getting invitation outside the country to go preach gospel. That is what God can do.
That's truly amazing.
When did you decide you wanted to be a minister, and what did you do? I mean, for a person that couldn't basically read English or write English or speak English, what made you become a minister? How did you even go through the whole process?
If you ask the people, I went in the class with pastor himself will tell you, Kwame will tell you, it was not an easy journey. Because when I came in the class, I couldn't even half read the scripture. It was so hard even to understand. I can read in French, understand what the words say, but it was a bigger problem for me to go in English. But for some reason, just to be in the class for a few months, just my mind opened. I opened just the Bible. I can see everything clear. And read, and it was just amazing. Even pastor will testify that. And the Kwame, they will, and the old minister in our class, we've been almost 17 people. You can ask them, they will testify, they will say, we don't know what happened. Because
God happened.
God is great.
That's what happened. God.
so
He
God
wanted you
is
to be a minister.
transfer. Even when I speak my first initial sermon in the second Baptist church, it was, I have almost a half a church after service telling me we couldn't understand every word you said. We didn't understand, I didn't get anything. People told me that. So if I know God allowed, so God allowed. So that didn't move me. So I said, I'm going to prove myself in my speech, in my delivery. And from that now, those people, they big follower of me.
Oh yeah.
Well, I will attest. I've heard you preach a few times in Batu.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
fiery, brother. I mean, you opened my eyes to a few things.
Oh, yeah.
And just hearing your story, which I didn't know your whole past. I mean, wow.
It's more.
You're a man of God. Well, keep on going. Keep talking.
I mean, it's more story. It's
Yeah.
more. It cannot be done by even 1 hour.
By the book.
By the
Yes.
book. By the book. Right. By the book when the book comes out.
When the book come out, you can see
Don't worry, I
my
was-
journey and me not, I've been put the gun in the head by army to shot me and God spared my life and I had.
That's when you were a kid, or?
Yes, that is when the war started in my country. They want all the young men to be in the army, but I couldn't have gun to shoot somebody. That is something I cannot do.
So they came to almost force you. Well, how did you get out of that?
By grace of God. By grace, it was a journey I didn't think I can survive. I was going to a place where I don't have nobody. It's time of war. I was living in the city, going to a place I don't know where I'm going. But somehow I made it through and God gave me grace and I'm still here.
You're a walking testimony, Batu.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
you're really a walking testimony. I mean,
Yes, he is.
It's
Very
by grace
blessed.
of God. God is, when God is in your life, you can do what is impossible.
You can do the impossible.
I believe and I don't just believe, I know. That is my testimony, that is my life. That's why I do even what I do. I do carpentry. I have a company for over 10 years.
Speak on it, LBM.
LBM Construction Company. LBM stands for Lord Bless Me.
Yeah.
So, company I have, I didn't go in training for. I didn't go to school for. So when I came, I was staying in rescue mission, and because when I stayed there, I said I'm gonna give my time in this place. I don't just come here. I don't have any problem with the drinking, with the drugs. I don't have any issue. I'm here because just the life. Life is hard. So I'm going to look to see how I can bless these people here. So I was there cleaning and cleaning everything from a bathroom, from my rooms. I was cleaning from the kitchen, everywhere. All the chaplain, they just love me. They say, we never have a young man like this here doing this. So when people come looking for people to go have a job, when they come, they always send me. When they need somebody to do construction, they can't pick a guy, they'll always send me. And I realized I love this job.
That's how you learn how to do it.
That's how I learned how to do construction. I stayed in the rescue mission for 8 months. So that's how I've been going, and the people start just helping me from there, and just to say, you can do it. And when I came out, I worked for one of our friends for 1 year. After 1 year, I said I can do my own. From there, I started my company since 2005 until this day.
You're blessed, man.
You're blessed. And I mean, proof of that blessing, Deke Nelson, is this man came from Africa, and right now we're sitting in the Christ Worship Center, where Batu is the minister. This is his church we're sitting in. So I mean, the Lord can truly, truly bless you. I mean, really.
Yes.
And when is your incarnation?
Oh, my ordination?
Ordination.
I was licensed to preach in 2007 in the Second Baptist Church, and that 2007 to 2000, last year, that's when I was ordained as a reverend.
Now tell us what's going to happen on October 18th.
Well, Christ Worship Center Worldwide, which is a church here in Pleasantville, 429 Bayview Avenue, is a church which I've been preaching for last almost a couple years, just coming minister to them. When their pastor left for a different state, and church found me fit enough to say, we want you. You've been preaching here. We don't want anything from you. We want you to be our pastor. We don't have to go through a resume. We don't have to know. You are our pastor. So they elected me as their pastor since June 2000, this year, 2015. So we made a lot of changes since I've been here. You can look around. The floor is clean, and we paint the building, and we're looking to do more things in the community. I'm already getting together with the team to do outreach ministry in the city of Pleasantville to reach those who are outcast, those who are bound with the drugs, and we can do some program. And Mayor Twitter is willing to work with us in this program, how we're going to be sharing with the gospel to those people who have a broken heart. And on October 18th, that's when I have my installation service, is to share, to let the community know, to let all the church know that I'm official pastor of Christ Worship Center.
What time is it on the 18th?
It's going to be packed.
Yeah.
It's going to be in October 18, which is third Sunday in October, 3:30 here at the church. And I have a very lot of friends coming from out of state. And
you're going to have a lot of friends coming from Second Baptist, brother. Let me tell you that right now. You're going to have a whole lot of people. In fact, maybe we can put a petition in for the men's choir to sing here.
Amen. We have inspiration for Ensemble Thomas. Maybe you can work with that with you guys to sing. So he's prepared already.
Okay, well,
That's a good thing.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Why?
Now tell us, do you have a title for the name of your book yet, or?
No, I don't have a title yet. I have a few of them, but I can't say them now. I'm still trying to come up with a title to draw people to know. And the book already is not even about me. It's to show what the God can do.
Yes.
And in this book, everywhere I go, people ask me for book. I just left my good friend down in South Carolina.
Where you were last week, we tried to reach you, right?
Yes,
Right.
last week I went to do 3 days of revival to one of my friends I've been preaching for a number of years. So first thing he asked you was book. And I have people coming from 6, 7 hours away from driving to come for revival. So I have 15 people just to travel. That just message me to see people coming, traveling, and come book their hotel just for revival. They're looking for book. So I'm looking forward to be blessing to nation and to bless this book. Is people Bahamas they're asking for, Trinidad they're asking for, and the people in Africa they're asking for book. So it's going to be book. It's going to be crossword.
In closing, is there anything you'd like to say just to get it out, or I mean, any comment you'd like to make?
All I can say is just a trust in God. You trust in God. Sometimes you may not see like things are working out, but all you got to do is just trust in Him. Because when I was going through, I never have a dream that my life would turn around. Because I sleep in broken homes. I ate when I could. I have clothes until it's tore apart for me to have any piece of clothes. I didn't have shoes for a little while, and I didn't think my life would change. Even my friend, they didn't believe because they went to school. I didn't go to school. But when God changed, even some of my friends, they realized maybe years later that I'm in life. Nobody didn't think I'm living. Everybody told me I'm dead. So today I have a chance to love my mother when I came here. So we became very close. And my father, I have privilege, and it's my honor to say that it's me. I supported them until they died 5 years ago. I end up burying them. I end up paying rent for them, make sure they have food to eat, and that reminded me because I was very angry with them just leaving me. But because when I look, I see what the God did is more than what they could do for me. So God blessed me. What is $100, $200 to send them? So I've been blessing them and did all I could do to save them, put them in the hospital when they've been sick. So all we can do is just take anger out. That's something I can tell the young people. Those ones that came, they can say, my father is not there for me, my mother is not there for me. All you can do is just forgive them. That's when God starts blessing you. When you don't forgive, you can get the blessing from God. But when you forgive them, you do like they've been the best mother in the whole world. When you bless them, God will bless you. That is what I've been doing, and I've been blessing them. And now I'm connecting with my family. Any family I can find, I'm trying to connect. I have a relationship with my sister. I have a relationship with my brother. So now it's blessing that we can connect based on what God did for me.
Now, where's your brother live? Is he back in Africa?
My brother still lives in Africa, yes.
And your sister, was that the one that you brought to Second Baptist that day?
Yes, my sister, that one. Now she lives in Vegas, so I believe she'll be here for our installation service. And her daughter, that is my favorite. Her daughter, she's my best one.
That's your best one?
Yes, she's the one. All my family, she's the best.
Why is that?
Because she's almost like me. She have a heart almost like me. What she does, how she thinks, and everything I need, she'll be there for me. If I call her now, and every time she come, call her, just uncle, I'm just checking on you, how's everything. So come and just to visit me, and that is when you never have a family, and you see somebody doing that. That is make them special. So she's my special.
That's all. I look back over my life and I think things over.
Oh yeah.
I can truly say.
It's been a blessing, and I thank God for second truly been a training ground. And
you always, I know you're a minister here, but you'll always will be our guy at second. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I'm not the only one who feel that way.
I miss you already.
You know?
Man, I got a lot of training from second, and I thank God for Reverend Days. It exposed me to many people, and where I'm preaching today cross country because of him, and with all the blessing he poured upon me. So I'm looking to pour upon other people, to take people under me, train them, expose them to the world. Those are outcasts, those they think they can do nothing. I want to show them they can do it. As long as you have God on your side, you can do it. You can do it. you can do more. Scripture says abundantly, exceedingly, even above all you can ask or think. You can do. He can give that to you.
Well, Batu, I'm gonna tell you, I really learned some things about you in this interview. I had things I had no idea about you. I mean, you are truly a. Now I see why you preach the way you do. I mean, really. You know, it's really clear now why you preach the way you do. You're a true blessing, man. Seriously, you really are.
Bless you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for taking time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We thank you very much. And this concludes our interview with Minister Batu. And you'll see who's coming up next. We thank you. God bless. Have a great day.
Take a picture of the church.
I told you. He fascinates me. Always did. I heard his testimony. I didn't hear all that.
You just afraid. Too many things going on.